Shaun, Oracle Precision. Before we talk about this machine that we've got behind us here, which is the MX330, tell us what you make.
My answer to that usually is that we make shapes, and the customer's application for the shape is their business. And we try and align ourselves to make our customers more comfortable by having higher level quality management systems like 13485 for medical device or AS9100 for aircraft approval, which we have and we're very proud of. But we essentially make shapes, and those shapes can vary from a surgical instrument to a component that we may never see the application on. It's the NDA customer's device. So.
And are you better than most at making shapes?
Well, I think to have survived and celebrated his 10th birthday, I'm very proud of that, because I know how hard business is. So to survive 10 years, especially through a Brexit climate and a COVID pandemic, cannot be ignored, and I'm very proud of that. So we celebrated that only last week, and I think the order book is very buoyant.
Well, it's a bit like coming out of winter, isn't it, at the moment? You know,
it's certainly been a long winter.
Longer, and
it certainly has been a long winter. But I think my motto is there's no room for negative attitude. The business is healthy. The staff, the core staff that we have been with us some 8-9 years. We have a very low staff turnover, which again speaks volume. And the staff have moved with us. We've moved locations 3 times as we've expanded, and before the COVID pandemic hit, we were planning on moving again, but the construction plans were delayed, so that's been put back 2 years, but it will happen. So I think we're doing something right. And
you invest in people as well as equipment. Now, my interest here is this Matsuura MX330. I see a lot of them around. I tend to hear the same narrative each time, that these machines have changed businesses, they've changed attitudes towards manufacturing. Same for you?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, we're actually in the market for a second one, and I think if space wasn't a challenge, and I think we'd have 3 or 4. But it's the robustness and the stability that the machine brings, and we can go home on a Friday afternoon and call back in on a Sunday morning. The machine is still running away, and for us, that lights out manufacturing, and that drive for automation is really the future of the business.
But has there been anything that surprised you about the machine? I mean, how long's it been here?
Well, it's just about 3 years. We're just celebrating its 3rd birthday, I think. So we had this machine delivered just after we moved to this facility. So
you must have been one of the first then.
I think it was. Yeah, it was a very early stage for Matsuura. I think we met the president of Matsuura at the NEC with the machine, because it was the first in the country. It was quite a big thing, so for us as well. So yeah, the stability, the tool management, the flexibility. With 10 pallets in the magazine, you can genuinely have a different customer on every pallet.
So you've had it 3 years, 5-axis machine with the 10 pallet station. Yep. What's your experience over that 3 years, and what's it done to change your attitudes and how you now go about making parts?
Well, it's the downtime is something that all engineering, I think, manufacturing are scared of. But the reaction from Matsuura when we've had any kind of issue, although I can't remember the last one, was fantastic. That was a very big sales feature. It was the hooks that they have a guarantee of downtime being so minimal. And for a small company like us with a large investment like this, we can't afford for it to be down, a week or 2. So it certainly changed the type of work that we pursue, because I think, like any small business, when you're in your embryonic stage, you take on any type of work you can get. But realistically, over time, the right work for your type of business and your relationships with your customers, it builds over time, so it takes time. So
when I look at these 5-axis machines and the automation with them, I think to myself, there is almost like no better manufacturing solution, because you can hit so many faces at once, but at the same time you can go from one style of part to another, can't you? So you've got almost like a collective of all the best things about machining in one cell.
That's right. I mean, this is our second sort of approach to 5-axis. We had the 3+2, and we still have that. But if I'm honest, it's so far behind full simultaneous 5-axis that we don't sort of entertain that anymore. It's but the rigidity, the sister tooling, the program management, the the tool collision awareness and so on it's just presents no problems.
I think if you had to change anything about it, what would it be?
I would say it'd be great if it were half price. I'd have 5 or 6, but realistically the world's got to turn around and Matsuura have to continue to develop themselves, and they're only going to do that by remaining profitable. So we just want to be a part of that journey with them and keep growing ourselves.